Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining me again. At this very moment, I can smell the smell of baking bread wafting up from the kitchen. It is a lovely smell. It's a smell that holds the promise of warm bread in the not too distant future, possibly covered with gently melting butter and some jam. A few minutes ago, when I started to dream about that piece of bread with butter and jam, I suddenly remembered the poem that I had read as part of my Advent reading this morning. It was about something that I say is quite dear to me, the idea of living in the present moment. Today has been a really good day for practicing living in the moment. This morning, sticking with family tradition, we went out armed with saws to capture the Christmas tree. We are lucky enough to have a piece of land at the top of the farm where pine trees grow in a variety of shapes and sizes. And part of our Christmas tradition is to go out as a family to choose one, cut it down, and bring it home. Part of the tradition, I have to admit, is the argument over that one being too big, this one being too small, that one not having any cones on it. It is very important to have cones on your Christmas tree. Eventually, we always find the right tree. We cut it down, we carry it back, we strap it to the trailer, and we sing Christmas carols loudly as we bounce back down the track through the farm. Arriving home with the tree, there is the fun of unloading, trying to put it up so that it is straight, discovering, as we have today, that the tree is slightly bigger than it looked before we cut it down, and is in fact too tall for the room. And so trimming and adjusting is necessary. And then finally, there's the decorating, including the need to disentangle the lights that I know I put away tidily last year. How does that always happen? But so many moments to enjoy, and embracing all of them, from the grins on people's faces as we set off on the expedition to that feeling of stickiness on your hands when you've just carried a pine tree back to the car, and all sorts of other things. As I smelt the smell of the baking bread and looked forward to eating it, I realized that all the time earlier today, when we were out Christmas tree hunting, I hadn't looked forward at all. And it was good. I hadn't been thinking it will be so nice when we've got this home and decorated. I was simply enjoying the time and the place that I was. And I wasn't looking back either. I wasn't thinking about the expeditions of previous years. I was simply enjoying the moment. And so, right now, I have changed my attitude to the bread. I am simply enjoying the smell of the baking bread. I wonder how living in the moment might pan out for you. So I'm going to read you the poem that I read this morning. I'm going to read it as a prayer because that's what it is really. It's called Today, and it is by Stephen Cherry from the book Barefoot Ways. Although things are going well, I am troubled by discontent. It troubles me, this trouble, but I cannot root it out. The present moment is like a cage from which I am always scrambling to be free. I'm like a captive creature burrowing against the glass. Help me to resist the pull of the past and to check the fascination of the future. Help me to be with the people who populate the present. Deliver me from the demons of discontent and drivenness. Let me embrace the veryness of this very day, this hour, this moment. Let me drop down to the depths of now and drink water from the well of the moment. Amen. Thank you for joining me. See you again tomorrow, I hope. Bye for now.